You need far fewer people than you think to make a living from your work. The math fits in one line. 1,000 fans times $100 equals 100,000 a year. That's the whole essay. Kevin Kelly published this in 2008. He was the founding editor of Wired magazine and a student of technology's long arc. The essay is called 1,000 True Fans. Its math is so plain that most people skim right past the depth underneath it. A true fan, by Kelly's definition, is someone who will buy anything you produce. They drive 200 miles to see you sing. They buy the hardcover, the paperback, and the special edition. They set a Google alert for your name. If you have 1,000 of these people and each one spends $100 a year, you earn a living, a modest living. That distinction is the essay's center of gravity. Kelly wrote this as a response to the long tail. Chris Anderson's book popularized the idea that the internet gives access to niche markets. The long tail says obscure products collectively outsell the hits. That's true for platforms. It's brutal for individual creators. Being somewhere on a long tail of 10 million creators means almost nobody finds you. The platform wins. You get pennies. Kelly's reframe is sharp. You don't need to dominate the tail. You need to find the people on it who care enough to pay you directly. The word directly does all the heavy lifting. Kelly's argument is that middlemen are the silent tax on creative careers. A musician who sells through a label keeps a fraction. A writer who publishes through a traditional house keeps a fraction. The economics of these industries assumed that reaching a large audience required gatekeepers. The internet removed that assumption. If you can reach your fans without a label, a publisher, or a retailer, you keep the full $100. And 1,000 fans at $100 is a different life than 10,000 fans at $3 after the platform takes its cut. This is where the essay gets practical. Kelly lists conditions. You have to produce on a regular basis. You can't disappear for 2 years and expect your true fans to stay. You have to maintain a direct relationship through email, your own site, and channels you control. If your only connection to your fans runs through someone else's algorithm, you don't have fans. You have followers, and followers are rented. True fans are owned. Kelly also describes a structure most people miss. True fans sit at the center of concentric circles. Around them are regular fans who buy some things but not all. Around those are casual followers. Around those are people who've never heard of you. The true fans pull people inward. They're the ones posting about your work, gifting your book, dragging friends to your show. They're a distribution channel you don't pay for. Kelly estimates the outer rings add about 50% more revenue on top of the core 1,000. But the core is what sustains you. The examples from the essay are vivid. Jill Sobule, a musician, asked her fans to fund her album directly. She offered different tiers. $100 got your name in the liner notes, $5,000 got a house concert, $10,000 and she'd write a song about you. She hit her goal. Lawrence Watt Evans, a fantasy author, posted chapters of his novel online and asked readers to pay enough to keep him writing. When the donations covered his living costs, he kept publishing chapters. When they didn't, he paused. The fans learned fast. They funded the entire book. These stories are from 2008. Since then, the infrastructure caught up to the idea. Patreon, Substack, Gumroad, Kit, Buy Me a Coffee. Each one is a tool for maintaining direct relationships with true fans. The essay predicted the tooling before it existed. I've watched this math play out in my own work. With Trends VC, the paid community hit 1,000 members in 10 months. It started much smaller, but the early believers read each report. They told other founders. When I launched a new tier, they upgraded without asking what was in it. They trusted the source. That trust is what separates a true fan from a subscriber. A subscriber evaluates each purchase. A true fan has already decided. They've moved past the cost-benefit calculation into something closer to patronage. Kelly calls this the direct support of fans, but what it feels like from the creator side is permission. Permission to keep going. Permission to experiment. When I got Multi's first dollar, $9 before the product was ready, I felt that shift. The page had elements rendering twice. The sign-in flow didn't exist. I sent him a test video made for his newsletter. He paid anyway. He wasn't a stranger. He was a Trends VC subscriber, a Trends Pro member, a Mastermind member, a Heads Up customer. A true fan, by Kelly's exact definition. That changes the physics. You stop building in a vacuum and start building in a conversation. Kelly makes a subtle point about the creator's obligation in this relationship. 1,000 true fans is not passive. You have to keep producing. You have to keep showing up. You have to maintain the relationship through consistent output. This filters for creators who would be creating anyway. If you need 1,000 fans to motivate you to make your work, you probably won't sustain the pace required to keep them. The creators who thrive in this model are the ones for whom the work is autotelic. The activity is its own reward. The fans are a consequence. That's the connection to what I've written about being your first customer. If you're building something you use, the 1,000 fans are a bonus. The product works for you on day one. The fans arrive because the product is good. And the product is good because someone who cares about it deeply is using it each day. Kelly doesn't frame it this way, but the math depends on it. A creator who produces only when motivated by fan demand will burn out. A creator who produces because the work feeds them will outlast the market. The essay also carries a warning that's easy to miss. Kelly says 1,000 is an approximation. If your work requires a team, divide the revenue by headcount. If you can charge 200 per fan, you only need 500. If your fans spend 50, you need 2,000. The number shifts, but the principle holds. You need far fewer people than you think, and the relationship with each one matters far more than the total count. This matters more now than it did in 2008. Social media trained a generation of creators to chase reach. They optimize for millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers, and viral moments. But reach without relationship is a vanity metric. A creator with 2 million followers and no email list is in a weaker position than a creator with 800 true fans who open each message. The platform can change its algorithm overnight. The direct relationship survives that. Kelly wrote the essay before the creator economy had a name, before newsletters were a business model, before 1,000 fans became a cliche people reference without reading the source. The original essay is short and worth the full read, but the core idea is simpler than people make it. You need 1,000 people who care and a direct line to each of them. The rest is showing up.